Hi, and welcome to Kidney Plugged In. We've got a very special episode for you today, because on today's show, we revisit the new and innovative Kidney Community Calls initiative, and we introduce you to Kam, a kidney patient who's going to talk about how she benefited from a friendly call by a Kidney Community Call volunteer. And because February is Heart and Stroke Awareness Month, in our Did You Know segment, we highlight the link between kidney disease and heart disease. And we bring you up to date on what kidney events are on the radar screen for 2021 so that you can mark your calendars and find out how you can even join in the fun. This and so much more is coming up next right here on Kidney Plugged In. Welcome to Did You Know? Did you know that February is Heart and Stroke Awareness Month? And did you know that there is a correlation between heart disease and kidney disease? You see, your heart and kidneys are two important organs in your body. They work together to keep you healthy. And when one is affected, the other one is too. In other words, your heart can affect the health of your kidneys, and your kidneys can affect the health of your heart. When you have heart disease, your heart may not pump blood in the right way, and your heart may become too full of blood. The backup of fluid when the heart is not working properly makes it much harder for the kidneys to function efficiently, and this can lead to kidney disease. Damaged kidneys may release too much of an enzyme called renin, which helps to control blood pressure. So this increase in renin increases the risk for heart attack, congestive heart failure, and stroke. In fact, kidney disease and heart disease share many of the same risk factors, including diabetes and high blood pressure. So please remember, having kidney disease can directly affect your chances of developing heart disease, and having heart disease can directly affect your chances of developing kidney disease. And now you know.
The emotional impact of the isolation resulting from COVID-19 is far-reaching and can lead to loneliness and the need for connection, particularly when coupled with the fear and the uncertainty of these times. Many people are feeling these impacts, but for kidney patients who are often at higher risk for developing severe complications from COVID-19 and more likely to be isolated, a good old-fashioned phone call from someone who gets it can be crucial. To help kidney patients' emotional and mental well-being, the Kidney Foundation launched a new initiative called Kidney Community Calls. The foundation supports its volunteers to connect with patients through friendly, confidential phone calls. The primary purpose of the calls is to ask patients how they are doing, how they are coping, and to provide a warm, friendly voice and a listening ear. Since the launch of the Kidney Community Calls in May of 2020, the response to the initiative has been tremendous. Volunteers are actively making calls across BC and the Yukon, and this includes Vivian Short. She's one of those volunteers who's been busy reaching out to kidney patients in communities across BC. And she's heard firsthand the difference a phone call can make. But she also told me that as a volunteer, she gets just as much, if not more, from making those calls. So Vivian, can you talk a little bit about what inspired you to get involved in the Kidney Community Calls?
Well, I've been a volunteer with the Kidney Foundation for about 5 years, and I have made some very close friends, kidney friends, and we had started meeting for lunch in a park nearby in the spring and talked about how isolating this COVID-19 was going to be for everyone, especially for people with chronic illnesses. So when I heard about the community check-in calls, I thought this is a great opportunity to connect with people. And as COVID-19 continues, people are less likely to be able to get out of their homes. Elderly people, people whose lifeline is dialysis, they are becoming more and more isolated. And how wonderful it is to just be able to connect with some of those people and let them know that someone is thinking about them.
So Vivian, can you talk about the reaction from some of the kidney patients when you made the call, a call that really was, as you said, a friendly check-in? How did the patients respond?
Well, they were very, very surprised. You could tell in people's voices how hesitant they were. They thought I was a scam or I wanted something from them. So then it was really refreshing after a few minutes when they realized that I was calling from a big organization like the Kidney Foundation just to check up on them. Then they really started to warm up. They were still a little bit in disbelief, but they were so appreciative and they kept saying, "You're just calling to see how I'm doing?" And then they'd open up and we could have a conversation. I think people have a view of big corporations or organizations that they're like some bureaucracy somewhere, but to actually connect with something that's such a great resource and it does want to actually be in the grassroots of meeting those patients, they're totally in shock.
So how are they coping? How are people coping?
I think that was in the summer and people seem to be coping well. Some of my returning calls, you notice how people are getting COVID fatigue. Through those calls, I was able to tell people about the support and resources that are available to them through the Kidney Foundation, and some people have followed up on that. So that's good to know. Because I'm just phoning as a friendly, supportive voice. I'm not giving out medical expertise or anything, but I can connect people to the Kidney Foundation. And a lot of those people hadn't realized resources that were available to them. So I think overall, by now people have sort of settled in for the long haul. So I think it comes in waves where I think people are settling in now, but not that makes it any easier. And people are very isolated.
Did anything surprise you from the calls that you were making, Vivian? Were there any topics that people really wanted to talk about?
Well, after people got over the initial surprise of someone just phoning as a support and to see how they were doing, then it took a bit of time before they warmed up. And then once they warmed up, they wanted to talk about everything. They were talking about their daily routines and how they were coping, their trips to dialysis. It was very refreshing. They were telling me, what kind of support they got from their family and friends, just anything and everything. So you could just tell how great it was for them to have someone calling and just to have someone to talk to.
You're creating some great new kidney friends, I think, during this process, aren't you? You've made some new kidney friends, maybe I should say.
Yes. Yeah. So that connection and then to follow up with some of those people. Some people didn't feel they wanted to follow up, but other people were very interested in continuing those calls as a matter of support and just to have someone to talk to. So it's a great initiative.
Can you imagine losing most of something without realizing it? Over time, kidney disease can destroy up to 80% of kidney function before you notice any symptoms. Talk to your family doctor to see if you're at risk and need to be screened. It could save your life.
So you were telling me earlier you've done 65 calls to date both in the community that you live in, Penticton, and you're making calls in other communities as well. And I guess you've got no plans to really stop those calls anytime soon, given the response that you're getting.
Yes, it's so nice to connect. A lot of people didn't feel it necessary to reconnect, but some people were interested in hearing from me again. So that's refreshing, and a couple of people that you really connect with, just personalities and stories. And then I was able to share my story of how I became a Kidney Foundation volunteer. And yeah, great conversations, really positive and rewarding for myself as well.
And you mentioned earlier on that you've been a volunteer with the Kidney Foundation now for almost 5 years. And can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe how you did get involved with the organization?
I started volunteering. It was kind of by accident. A lot of times things happen like that. My husband had kidney failure 6 years ago, waiting for an emergency abdominal surgery. And so, as most people, I knew nothing about kidneys and kidney disease and how that might happen. So as I was plugged into the Kidney Foundation through our renal clinic at Penticton Regional, then I started hearing about the Kidney Foundation. And just by chance, I was one day out shopping looking for my husband for a really warm winter coat, because as you know, people with low functioning kidneys are very usually cold. So, and I ran into a knee limb.
The Kidney Foundation was there for me when I needed them most, and I'm forever grateful.
There was another volunteer fundraiser in the South Okanagan, and just a great personality. And so she started talking to me about the Kidney Foundation. So that's how that all started. It's just grown from there. So it's a great opportunity to give back, to learn about Kidney Foundation, the resources, as I already said, through the Kidney Foundation on diet and all kinds of things for my husband. The brochures are just invaluable.
It becomes like a second family, doesn't it? When you can connect in with others who are in similar situations, and you know, it's kind of a bit like what you're doing now with the kidney community calls, but just connecting in a different way and making people feel like they're not alone and that they are part of something.
Yeah, so I think realizing that what that has done for my husband and myself, and then you want to pass that on and keep connecting with people.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan of RD Fitness, and welcome to Healthier You, the segment where we give you tips, tricks, and advice on ways to live a healthier, happier lifestyle. Since February's focus is heart-healthy exercises, we thought what better way to celebrate than to give you a cardio-based workout that's going to get your heart pumping and blood flowing. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the word cardio, they automatically think running on a treadmill or using the elliptical. But cardio can be anything that induces your cardiovascular system. So what we've done today is group 4 of our favorite exercises together to give you a workout that you can do any place, anytime, and any fitness level can do it. So join us, but keep up, it's gonna go fast. The first of the 4 exercises we're gonna start with is one that we broke down last episode, and that's the squat. You're gonna start shoulder width apart, feet planted firmly, and you're gonna bring your hips back like you're sitting on a chair, taking a big breath in on the way down, exhaling on the way up. You want to keep your back straight, shoulders retracted. Perform about 15 to 20 reps depending on your fitness level. Again, if you feel lightheaded, take a break, go at your own pace. Next exercise we get into right after that is the reverse lunge. Almost identical to the squat, what you want to do is keep your weight on the heels and knees not tracking over the shoelaces. Take a big breath in on the way down and exhale on the way up. Again, 15 to 20 reps depending on how fit you are. You go at your own pace, you know your body. After the lunge, we're gonna get into a high plank position. Going down into the elbows, keep the chest and shoulders planted firmly, hips elevated to put any pressure off the back. And what you're gonna do is just step to the side, exhaling on each step, perfect. Keep the belly button sucked in so that you're keeping the core engaged, and just breathe out with every step. Again, we'll do about 20 repetitions of this, and again, feel it out. When you feel comfortable, if you can do a little bit more, do a little bit more. If you need to take it back a notch, do a few less reps. The last exercise, but probably one of the most effective exercises, is the leg raise. Now, What you're gonna do is put your hands in the shape of a diamond underneath your butt. This is gonna take some of the pressure off your lower back. So you're gonna keep your legs straight, raising them up, lowering them down slowly, keeping the core contracted the whole way. Now this can be a little bit hard on the lower back, so one way to regress this is bring the knees into the hips and just roll the knees into the chest, pushing your hands into the mat as you bring your knees in. Exhaling on the way in, inhaling on the way down. And again, go at your own pace and listen to your body. Remember, it's not what you're doing, it's that you're exercising in general. Our goal is to help motivate you to get your body moving. This has been Ryan of RD Fitness with my beautiful wife, Kim, for another episode of Healthier You. Join us next time on Plugged In.
Mental health is always top of mind for kidney patients, but it really hit home for me during the pandemic as I struggled with my own fears and challenges. I simply couldn't imagine how those living alone were coping. The Kidney Foundation, recognizing the value in connection, gathered a group of interested volunteers together. We went through an outline of what we wanted to do, and we started calling our connections just to check in. Hi, just calling to see how you're doing today. Oh, that's great. We could help from the safety of our homes just by being a warm and friendly voice in the other end of the line. Because after all, we all need to stay connected and help each other through this. Today, I'm very happy to have Kam, a kidney patient who did receive a kidney check-in call, join me to talk about her experience with Kidney Community Calls Initiative. Welcome, Kam.
Hi, thank you.
Before we jump into the Kidney Community Calls, Kam, can you share a little bit about your personal kidney story?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with lupus over 15 years ago. Lupus is an autoimmune disease and basically can attack any of your organs. So far, thank God, it's only attacked my kidneys. So basically my body is producing, you have good blood cells and bad blood cells. My body is producing too many bad blood cells and they're attacking my kidneys. So with that, my kidney function has dropped. And with that, of course, comes the kidney disease.
So you're in our integrated clinic here in Penticton, and
I am, yeah. So eventually I will need a kidney, but working really hard with the doctors trying to prolong that as much as possible, trying to live on the kidneys that I have with the function that I have. So, obviously regular check-ins, blood work, blood pressure is very important.
Very to manage all of those things and the healthy lifestyle that we should be protecting our kidneys with. How have you been coping during the pandemic?
In the beginning, it was really difficult. Nobody knew really what it was and how it really affects people. Having to stay at home, being isolated, not go out, interact with people. So it was definitely a struggle.
As a low-functioning kidney patient, are there any special restrictions that COVID has put on you?
Absolutely. Being my immune system the way it is, my doctor had said, he doesn't know what this really is, how it's going to affect. I'm more likely to maybe catch it, so to be extra cautious. So I struggled in even going to see my doctor. That wasn't happening. It was over the phone. Getting blood work done was a struggle. I myself had to personally make an appointment, go in at a particular time. Just being so many feet apart definitely was a struggle, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a change for all of us. When you received the call, a little bit out of the blue, from a Kidney Foundation volunteer, just checking in on you, were you surprised?
I was really surprised. Definitely was not expecting a call. It was really good to hear a familiar voice, a happy voice.
Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for your call.
Just having that conversation. How are you doing? How is life? What's been going on in your life? Just having that interaction with a fellow kidney person out of the group was really good. I hadn't seen none of the girls, obviously, before COVID had started. So I think last fall we got together, and then after that, we haven't gotten together. So it was really good to talk to somebody. Yeah.
That's awesome. Did it make a difference for you in your life?
Yeah, it did. After that, I kind of reached out to a couple of the other girls, and we actually had a Zoom call all together. So no, it was really good. It was good. It kind of, gives you something to look forward to have that interaction, and realize that, yeah, we can't see each other, but there's other ways of interacting on the phone, Zoom calls, Zoom dates, it was good.
Yeah, I think for me, it initiated some of those as well and made you reach out more. Is there a favorite thing you liked about the call? Anything special that comes to mind?
Aside from the fact that it was Vivian, she's awesome. Yeah. No, the whole conversation, it was really good. Just, just to talk and catch up. And I was telling her how, COVID has brought, even all my family's in the UK, just having that interaction with them. Usually you talk to your family, your parents' birthdays, odd weekends here and there. Now it's like ongoing. Every week we catch up, we text, we do FaceTime. It's just, I think, brought everybody closer. In these difficult times, yeah.
Yeah, I find we have more time to connect in other ways because we're home and we can't go out and do anything together, so we can connect at home. Do you have any words of wisdom for other kidney patients who are listening?
I would say stay in touch. Stay in touch with loved ones, stay in touch with your group, reach out to other fellow kidney people, your family, whoever you can. Just, don't try not to be alone. Go for walks, stay safe.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Kam, for joining us. And if you'd like to be involved in the Kidney Community Calls Network, you can call Marie Hess at 1-800-567-8112, or you can email us at kidneycalls@kidney.ca.
One of the things that you had also alluded to was that you get a lot from making these calls. Obviously, the patients receive a lot from your call, but you yourself, as the volunteer making the calls, you get something from that. Can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I think it's just rewarding, especially during COVID. To know that you've just brightened up someone's day, even a tiny little bit, and that element of surprise in their voice, that they can't believe that someone is just calling to see how they're doing, is just really refreshing in a very difficult time that we're all going through.
Well, Vivian, thank you for all that you do on behalf of kidney patients, and you're making a huge difference right now. So I know patients appreciate it. I just want to say to you a big thank you. So keep making those calls.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Once COVID-19 is over, there are no plans to stop the calls. Reaching out and connecting with each other in new ways or old ways is here to stay. For more information on kidney community calls, go to kidney.ca.
2021 is here, and the Kidney Foundation is ready for it with a host of exciting events already lined up for you to participate in. Here's a sneak peek of what's in store just around the corner. Mark your calendar, March 9th to March 11th. That's the date of the free virtual forum, Living Your Best Life with Kidney Disease. This 3-day forum will commence on March the 9th and conclude on World Kidney Day, which is Thursday, March 11th. This program, hosted by the Kidney Foundation of Canada, BC and Yukon branch, has been developed in partnership with people living with kidney disease. And it will bring together patients, care partners, health professionals, and researchers who will share information to help educate, empower, and inspire you. Email kidneyprograms@kidney.ca to get on our virtual forum invite list. The Virtual Kidney Gala is happening March 13th, and you're invited. The 9th Annual Kidney Gala will be held virtually this year, and it will raise funds and awareness of kidney disease, risk factors, and organ donation. 2021's theme is A Bright Future, and it will highlight the empowering impact of technology in keeping us connected to support our well-being and ensuring strong and healthy communities for all. This gala experience is sure to be unique and innovative, and as always, it will include an inspiring program, and it's broadcast live directly to your home and will be hosted by none other than Vancouver's man about town, Fred Lee.
It costs about $1,000 to send a kid to camp.
Not sure what to expect? Well, think virtual live telethon. The Kidney Gala will feature an online silent auction, entertainment, inspiring speakers, a wine wall, a raffle, and door prizes. The live stream link will be sent to ticket holders before the event. And with our virtual format, we look forward to connecting with even more of our kidney community nationwide. To learn more about the Kidney Gala or to purchase your tickets, visit kidneygala.com. And on June 7th, join the Kidney Walk and show kidney patients that you've got their back. Yes, the virtual Kidney Walk is back. And this year on June 7th, participants from all across BC, the Yukon, Alberta, the Territories, and Saskatchewan will walk the block in their community.
Singing in the rain. And why are we singing in the rain? Because we're walking for the kidneys. Woohoo!
Your support is needed now more than ever. So show kidney patients that you care and take the first step by registering today at kidneywalk.ca.
Can you excuse me? My dog is going to bark through the whole thing if I don't let him in.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, very.
Just you had to get in on the video.
It's so funny. Oh.